What's up, guys? It's Scotty again, and today we're going to show you what I'm doing before I put my Sr20 together. So, what have I done so far? Well, I got it all together. I got the timing chain on it. I got the guides on it. Everything's torqued down. I got the ARP head studs seated in there and lubricated. I got the main bolts torqued down to spec, so everything is where we need to be at. Rods are torqued down. Everything's already lubricated with assembly lube from, of course, the best, Redline. So today we're gonna talk about a couple of things here. So when you do a engine rebuild from an engine that failed from, well, contamination, you have to do a new oil pump. The Sr20, the oil pump is built into the front cover. The front timing cover is the oil pump, and the oil pump is the front timing cover. So one thing I want to go ahead and touch upon here is when you have a brand new oil pump, this is what it looks like on the inside, okay? So what happens is you have a gear in here that spins around lopsided to pump oil. Here is our new pump right now. So what we need to do, right, is before you can put this on and run it, we need to take this apart and we need to make sure we load it up with assembly lube. It's referred to packing the pump. Old school way of doing it was taking bearing grease and packing it. The problem with bearing grease, however, is bearing grease is not oil soluble, and it can actually cause a lot of issues. It can clog up your piston jets, it can clog up your oil galleys, and clog up your oil filter. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to take assembly lube, and we're going to lube this up to make sure that there's lubricant in this oil pump before we start this thing up. Now, obviously, I'm going to start the engine. I'm not going to start the engine. I'm going to prime the oil pressure system because it'd be stupid of me to try to start it, you know, going bareback on it. So what we're going to do is we're take these screws out. These are actually in there pretty tight. You want to be a little bit careful. You don't want to strip them out. These oil pumps aren't very cheap. Well, oil pump timing cover. Not very, very cheap at all. And what's crazy is that this is actually a cheaper one. This is like I think a P2M. I think it was like $170 or something like that. All I know is that it wasn't cheap, and that's the main thing I remember. So, you know. So right now we got all these Phillips head screws out. Now we need to take out these 10 millimeters. It also, opening this up, allows you to inspect it before you put it on. And when you have as much money as I do into this engine, it's well worth it. Very well worth it. So we're going to go ahead and get this apart. Oh, just knocked my soda over. All right, got that done. That's out. Probably be a lot faster if I use my power ratchet, but that's in the car, so that's for another day. I'll probably just edit this out. If I don't, you guys get to sit and watch me talk to myself. That's what I always feel like when I'm making this content, you know what I mean? Alright, so we got the oil pump cover off. This is our cover. Now the main thing we want to look for is we want to look for scoring. We want to look for, so you want to take a light and you want to look and see if you see any scoring. It looks like there's a little bit of scoring right here. Let's see if that catches my nail. That catches my nail. Whoa. Yeah, I don't like that. Well, I mean, there's going to be a little bit of scoring in there because the gear is rubbing against the face. I'm not going to be too worried about it. Maybe I should be. Maybe I shouldn't. Who knows? But I'm going to find out. All right, so this is what it looks like on the inside. This is the way it functions. See how the gear is lopsided? This sucks the oil in and it squishes it and it throws it out here. This is your oil pop-off valve. This is a pressure relief valve. This right here is where your oil pickup is. So basically it goes on like this, okay? Oil goes in here, goes through the pressure relief valve, and the pressure relief valve decides how much oil is going to come out and feed to this engine. This is where the oil feed is. So what we're going to do is right now, I'm going to take this cover off, set that aside, okay? So here we are. It looks like there's already some lubricant in there, but we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna add some more lube to this. We're gonna add some red line assembly lube. This is the pink Nerf colored stuff. It's the stuff I like. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do this. We're gonna load it up. Just like that. You want to get it loaded up. You know what? Actually, I might just take the gears out, honestly. These gears come out. We'll set this aside like that. My workbench is a mess, so just bear with me on it. All right, so we're gonna add assembly lube right here. We're gonna add assembly lube right here. And we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna move this around in here. Get this all lubed up. It's looking good. All right, so now we got to worry about the gear. So anytime you take apart anything like this, you need to make sure that it's in the orientation. I always like to set it in the orientation that it goes into because I don't want to forget about it. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna lube this up. So see how it's already lubed up? You wanna get it up on there, you wanna cake it up. Put that cake on it. We want to get this bad boy all lubed up. This is the boring stuff you do when you're building an engine. All right, that's looking good. You don't need to like cake it up. But what you need to do is you need to make sure that you have lubricant on the thrust of the face, on the back of the face, and in between the teeth. And you want some in the housing too. Now, in reality, a good rule of thumb is you just want to make sure all of the mating surfaces and machine surfaces are coated in some kind of lubricant. You can use motor oil. I don't really recommend using motor oil. Motor oil is a little bit too thin. Okay, it doesn't offer the protection that you really need when you have a dry start. I would recommend more like something like Lucas or something. Like you put some Lucas in there, something thick, something that protects this when it's, you know, dry. I use Assembly Lube. That's what I do. I don't use grease. I don't like using grease. Grease is not a good lubricant to be using when you're dealing with tight tolerances. You want to use something that can be soluble to the oil, but you want something that's loaded up with goodies in it so it has good wear protection. So that's all for today. I'm just showing what we're doing because this is about to be one badass engine. Man, this thing is looking good. It's looking really good. All right, guys, I'll see you